Welcome to the Two Grumpy Bastards podcast, where feelings aren't felt and snowflakes melt. Buckle up, it's gonna be a bumpy ride.
They painted over ants.
Yeah, it's just embarrassing. So, Russ, we're coming towards the end of our session here. So, after a couple of rants, I got a couple of treats for you. I hope you enjoy. I know. It's time.
I'm afraid.
It's time for that thing you like so much, Russ, that I know you love. Oh, it's called. What's it called? Why is this not working? Why is it not working? It's called Koop's Fetid Fruit.
I see it.
And again, I don't know where my icon is over here. I keep trying to work. Where am I? I'm not here. Just you. Do you see me? No, you don't, do you? Do you see me?
I do see you.
Oh, maybe it is working. I really need to remember. It's not that I'm not tech savvy. It's just I don't remember what I do each time. And I followed away in some fetid fruit of my mind.
Maybe we should name this. Maybe we should name this Koop's Fetterman fruit of the mind.
Yeah, here I am fucking making fun of Fetterman, and I'm Fettermizing this entire podcast.
We should make that a thing. Instead of saying, how messed up somebody is, just you pull the Fetterman.
I'm for it. Let's get it out there in the vernacular. But oh, that's mean. Fuck you. So is me saying fuck you, and I'll say that. All right. All right. So Russ, I have these deep thoughts that come to me at all hours.
Jack handy.
Yeah, and sometimes they scare me, but sometimes I feel the need to share. So I just wanted to share a few with you. You're welcome to, give me your feedback or your thoughts. So for our podcast listeners, I'll have to read these slides. According to a well-tested law of physics, matter is neither created nor destroyed, as you know. That means everything is an antique.
So we're back to like every other military briefing I've ever been in. Hey, I'm going to read straight off the slides as opposed to illustrate off of it.
Well, there's people who won't watch the video, Russ.
Well, I know, but it takes me back to 2-hour, 3-hour quarterly training briefs to generals
you're sitting in there when some brand new first lieutenant is in there trying to get his chops for, yeah, I know. Or some untested sticks. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I have 67 slides with about 1,000 lines of dialogue in each one. Let me read them to you.
Let me kill you. That would have been let me kill you, and then we'll find out how that works out for you. Russ, I had a thought the other night. If you found it, you did not find the perfect hiding spot.
Are we back to dad jokes? Is that what this is?
No, these are much deeper thoughts than that. All right, Russ. Thoughts that keep me up at night. How come our brains remember we forgot something, but not what we forgot?
Why is it that you park in a driveway and drive on a parkway?
If a fire truck is the means for putting out a fire, shouldn't it be called a water truck or a fire putter outer truck instead?
If a cat always lands feet first and toast always lands butter side down, what happens if you strap a piece of toast butter side up to the backside of a cat?
See, you get it. Russ, the internet started out as a bunch of pictures and text back in the day. I remember 95-ish getting my internet on for the first time. That although my fucking internet here is about the same as the dial-up was back then. Then the internet got really complicated, I remember. But if you notice it now, it's just really just a bunch of pictures again. That's all it is.
Well, when they figured out they could put porn on it, that's when it exploded.
That's true. Aromas category, Russ. How nice would a candle shop smell if it burnt down? I thought about that when I was lighting a candle the other day, I swear. You're welcome. Catch our podcast and all podcast outlets and visit us on Facebook. And our merchandise at twogrumpybastardsmerchandise.com. Keep your focus and stay wokeless. Okay, Russ, we got one more thing here to do before we get off. I told you that let me look at my notes, make sure
Where'd you go, Koop? You're all dark now.
What's that? You can't see me?
Where'd you go? You're all dark now. There you are.
we did get an interesting. I won't talk about it, Dan. I got an interesting reply to our last video. I'm cutting up the videos in the 3s, as you know, so because of my bandwidth. Although I am switching over to Starlink starting in July, so things will be much different.
Woohoo! We're crawling into the 21st century.
Me and Elon Musk are getting in bed together, baby. It's expensive, but it's going to be worth it living out here. But
maybe just slightly better than that CompuServe he uses now.
That's right. That's right. I use Netscape Navigator just as an homage.
Ask Jeeves.
Jeez. What was that other one too that was terrible?
Hotbot.
Huh?
Hotbot.
Oh yeah. God, there was all those competing search engines back in the day, and then Google just killed them all. So there should be more competition. But when I get on the dark web, I don't use Google. I'm just saying. Okay.
La.
But no, we got an interesting reply, a couple of comments from a gentleman that I haven't replied to yet on our last video. If you get a chance to run over to YouTube, check out what he is saying. He obviously, I appreciate the fact that the gentleman watched our video, but he obviously didn't listen to the video because he thought we were advocating for civil war and we hated the environment and stuff like that. And just to that gentleman, if you're watching this videos, I would have a good comeback for you. But if you want my comeback,
hang on, sorry.
You just ruined my fucking joke. You just ruined my fucking joke.
Sorry, go back to it. My computer decided that it wanted to go off on.
I can't even tell my joke
real quick.
I had a great joke.
Tell your joke.
Well, I was just going to tell this gentleman, if you want a good comeback from me, then wipe it off your mama's titties and take it. Oh, have a nice day.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, Robert Doherty 6082. It says 5 comments, but I only see 1.
Yeah, you have to be an administrator to see some of them. So we'll share that next time around. If you
think you can be a fair weather environmentalist, not a freak, how do you protect clean water and air? What? Ishkabibble.
Like I'll reply to him, then we'll talk about it. Then I do appreciate the gentleman at least taking an interest and making a comment, though. I appreciate it. As short-sighted as
yes. Next time, try to say something coherent.
Exactly. All right. So Russ, we got one more little segment to get through here, bud. And we're going to start this segment. This is going to be a segment that we may never do again because I always come up with these great ideas for segments and I forget completely about them.
Hey, I can have my computer audio go nuts again, and it can be the intro.
This happens a lot, but we're going to call this "Things We'd Like to Nuke from Orbit," just to be sure. And I got an intro video for us, of course. So let's hit the intro video, shall we?
Dear Lord Jesus, this ain't happening, man. This can't be happening, man. This isn't happening. Look, let's just bug out and call it even, okay? What are we talking about this for?
I say we take off and nuke the entire site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Fucking A. Oh.
Well, I believe Corporal Hicks has authority here.
Corporal Hicks's.
This operation is under military jurisdiction, and Hicks is next in chain of command. Am I right, Corporal?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Pharaoh, do you copy?
Standing by.
Prep for dust off. We're gonna need immediate evac.
Roger. On our way.
Say we take off, nuke the site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
I love that.
First of all, just real quick, I got to say that, the prevalence of smoking or what they thought was going to be the prevalence of smoking in the far future was absolutely hysterical. That wasn't the only scene with cigarettes. If you remember the board meeting between Ripley and the corporation, everybody in there was smoking. That would never actually happen today.
I wonder if things will go full circle and that will become a thing again. Because
I truly doubt it.
They have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that secondhand smoke was a lie, that it doesn't exist, that nobody dies from secondhand smoke. It just, unless you have.
Yeah, but you're not going to die if I pee in your face either. That doesn't make it pleasant.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I wonder if that might be a thing again someday. With the next generation going, fuck you, oppositional defiance. Who knows? Anyway, I don't miss it in public places. I'm not advocating it, but I do think Adam Carolla often says that we're harder on smokers than we are on pedophiles in this culture as far as public.
Well, that's probably true.
Yeah,
I wish it wasn't.
Or deadbeat dads, for instance, get treated better than.
I think it's hysterical that people think it's hysterical. People will, they'll look steely eyed and stern at somebody who's smoking, and then they'll turn right around and light up a joint.
Yeah, good point. So do you have anything to share with us? That's something you'd like to nuke from orbit? It's the only way to be sure.
What would I like to nuke from orbit just to be sure? Maybe well, see, some of my things would create a lot of mass casualties because there's individuals that like to mini nuke, like the assholes that wait until the end of the ramp. Wait until the end of the lane to merge over to the left lane,
Fair
as
enough.
opposed to getting or the ones who are you're in construction traffic and they're zooming straight ahead of you and trying to get in right at the last second rather than wait their fucking turn like everybody else should. We mentioned her earlier, Greta Thunberg, that might be nice.
You're advocating nuclear. Yeah, go ahead. I'm totally kidding. Go for it. This is all just metaphorical, folks, kind of.
Oh, metaphorical. Let's see. What else would I like to nuke from orbit? What are you doing right now? Why are you making weird eyes at me?
No, not at all.
All right, why don't you come up with things that you can nuke from orbit? I would have been prepared, but I was not warned that this segment was going to happen.
Oh no, you got a text on it yesterday. All right, you want me to read it to you? No, I won't do that to you.
I'm gonna look at it because I don't remember getting that.
You even said ha ha. Let's see. Here we go.
That was for Josh Hawley.
Oh, let's see.
Koop's fetid fruit. Come up with something you hate so much you would nuke it. Okay.
I know.
Like me.
Reading is fundamental. All right, no big deal. I'll just give you my one. I did a rant on Facebook on my personal account about it earlier this week, but I had one of the worst experiences of my life, and you can't appreciate this because you're not a coffee drinker.
No, coffee is for the weak.
And history's really proven that out. I feel so weak. I'm so weak. Help me,
Weren't
Russ.
you the one lecturing me on caffeine headaches back when we were at ROTC?
Yeah, I don't get them because I'm not a pussy. So
yeah, you can't survive without your joy juice in the morning. Okay.
I can survive without anything, brother. You know that. I've been in some situations where I've been denied a lot of things. Anyway, so flavored coffees. The fucking Satan fucking spawn of all fucking things. Flavored coffees, Russ. You go into a store and you get, and they can be really expensive. They're like raspberry cream or fucking glazed donut or chestnut heaven or, and a lot of them are named after stuff that's not realistic. I had an exchange with a friend of mine. She was like, "Oh, Hawaiian hazelnut is so awesome." I'm like, hazelnuts don't grow in fucking Hawaii. That's macadamias. What if we had like Harlem hazelnut or Dubuque hazelnut? Would people buy it? So anyway, I was low on coffee. Thank God.
Southern Glacier.
I got my shipment in the day after, but I was low on coffee, so I had to supplement. Somebody gave me some Trader Joe's maple something coffee. Okay. And it was like, fuck, I'm not going to have enough. So I got to mix it with the good stuff here, what I have left. Every flavored coffee I've ever had, dude, they need to come up with names like Bunsen burner or licking your grandma's refrigerator floor or fucking moths die when they fly near this, something like that. Because they all taste like a fucking chemistry lab. There's no taste to them. There's no nuance to them. And they all make me sick to my stomach. Whatever chemical they use to infuse the beans with motherfucking whatever flavor they say it is, it doesn't exist. They literally all taste like, what's it? Naphtha, I believe, is the chemical that kills fucking moths and all that, mothballs and stuff like that. It is horrific. So listen, here's the deal. You can't improve on what the beans give you. You can't. You can add to it. I get it. I don't put creamers. I don't do any of that kind of shit because I like my coffee like I like my Army NCOs, big, black, hot, and strong. All right. And that's the way I want to drink my fucking coffee. You don't tell me, oh, you got to measure it carefully. Fuck you. I just dump some coffee in there and some water, and I know what it should taste like. These flavored coffees. Who buys these? I want to know out there, if you buy these flavored coffees and enjoy them, please tell me. Somebody gave me some Christmas coffee that was supposed to taste like peppermint and some other shit. I never throw, me, Russ, I'll eat shit out of the garbage. I'll eat shit off the floor. I once ate a French fry off my buddy's carpet in college that had probably been there for 7 years for $20. That's why I don't get sick. I grew up on a farm where you ate shit right out of the dirt. I don't care. I don't care. I'll leave stuff unrefrigerated for 2 or 3 days, and I figure, the microwave will take care of whatever might kill me in that shit. Yeah, it'll kill all that. I'll eat it, never get sick. I brewed it, and my entire place smelled like it, and I got sick to my stomach, and I had to toss the entire pot out, and I felt like a complete asshole because I was wasting it. But I was like, who does this? Flavored coffees. Fuck you, and fuck you. And decaffeinated coffee. Really?
So
that's like dry hump.
You're saying you wouldn't take to my idea for an orange Kool-Aid flavored coffee?
Oh God. And I like me an orange, but anything that's citrus flavored, I'll zook too. I can't stand anything like that. Although I will tell you this. Look at this, Russ. That is 0 sugar, strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper.
Did you pull it out of your fanny pack?
No, it was on sale. It was on clearance.
I hear that's got Dylan Mulvaney's picture on it too.
Probably should. That's a nice pink color there. It looks like a German chocolate, not a German chocolate, red velvet cake kind of. Look at
that. I thought you said it looked like a German chocolate nut.
So anyway, Russ, that is my Nuke It from Orbit. Just to be sure, category for today is flavored coffees. If you drink flavored coffees, I hate you. And the people that actually make flavored coffees, you're going to hell. You're all going to hell. I've already talked to Jesus and he told me.
Well, I'll be more fun to play along with next time. I'll actually get some thought because I got a lot of things out there that I despise.
That's right. Maybe... Well, we can do that list where we can talk about things we despise that other people like. That's kind of a fun game that we've played in the past.
Hey, we could nuke the entire crop of Brussels sprouts on Earth from orbit.
I like Brussels sprouts. I know.
Hey, I heard a great recipe for one. All right, what you do is you put them in a pan, a little bit of salt, honey, then scrape it into the trash and use that pan to sear your face so that you never try Brussels sprouts again.
There you go. Yes, sir. And you were the one that famously said to me first time I ever heard it is that vegetables is what food eats.
Yes. Yeah, I'm just being efficient. By eating the animals, I get both.
Well, Russ, that does it for me. Fuck flavored coffees. And we're going to be getting this. I'll be dividing these videos up. And Robert, hey, thanks for chiming in. I'll make sure to take some time to respond to you there, partner.
Hey, Robert, do us a favor and try to speak coherently next time because your point that I did read made like no sense. It was like you had this great argument in your head and you expected because you put a couple of lines on paper that everyone should have known what you meant.
I don't think Robert really listened carefully because he was also accusing us of pushing an agenda of civil war based on Trump not being treated nicely in some ways, and that wasn't at all what we said.
So. Robert, let's hope you weren't doing that because if you were a moron. No, what we were saying was I don't want it to go that way, but I don't know how we avoid it now. If you listened to any of the podcasts and actually heard what we said, God, I want to be wrong. Unfortunately, I don't think I am. I'd love to come out here in a few years and say, you know what? I underestimated the American people. But for that to happen, you'd have to have more faith in the people than I do.
Yeah, and to be fair to Robert and everybody else, you and I take more flack from the always Trumpers than we do from the left, frankly.
The always Trumpers hate me.
So, and I'm not a anti-Trump guy. I don't hate Trump. I was very proud of a lot of his policies during the administration, but I've completely lost any sense of caring about him. Have you caught just to wrap up right quick, did you catch his interview with Brent Baer?
Only part of it. I do know
it was a disaster for Trump. It was just disastrous.
Yeah.
Brent Baer's I've always really liked Brent Baer as an interviewer. Very even keeled, and he doesn't shy away from asking tough questions, in my opinion. I've always liked him. I think he's kind of middle of the road on a lot of things too. He wasn't even intentionally trying to destroy Trump, and he just destroyed Trump.
Now, see that unfortunately, it's much like the rest of our polarized climate. I don't know what Trump can say to get rid of his hardcore base. Yeah. I mean, he might actually have to grab their mother, open her mouth, and shit down her throat in order for them to wake up. Like I said, you should be able to be objective about Trump. The best thing I can say about Donald Trump was he kept Hillary Clinton from being president, and I'll be forever grateful to him for doing that. But the always Trumpers, they're a cult. I mean, they are. If you say anything bad about their boy, then they're going to get super mad at you and rage. They aren't thinking things through. They're acting off of the same kind of pure emotion that the left does when it comes to leftist policies and some of the nonsense they're doing. So basically, we've reached peak stupid. I don't know how we pull out of it, and I think the peak stupid, for those who care, Robert, is why we're headed for civil war. I'm not pushing it. I'm observing that it's going to happen. I want to be wrong. I don't think I am.
Yeah, neither one of us is pushing for that. I'm a little less harsh towards the Trump thing than you are these days. Not because I'm advocating. I really lost any type of sympathy for him when he's come out and attacked absolutely everybody and anybody who was loyal to him and worked for him.
Yeah, Kelly McEnany, who was
did you say
she was a pit bull for him?
I'm sorry, I talked over. Did you say Katie McNamee?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a lovely, smart, amazing human being who
went to war for him
every day, and she was brilliant at it. And she's part of the only thing on Fox News that I actually tune into, because she's amazing. She's an amazing person and smart as a whip, and she was probably the best that ever did that job in the White House, that in my lifetime, that I ever saw anyway. Yeah. And she was faced with a gauntlet, a murderer's row of reporters every day, and she handled it with class, with pluck, as they used to say, and with intelligence, and that's a formidable human on her. And she's not hard to look at either, which is amazing, which is cool. She just seems like a quality human being in every way, shape, or form. And for him to come out against her, of all people, dude, that just sold it. That just sold it for me. It's like you're just a sociopath at this point, or not even a sociopath. Well, he's not a sociopath. He's a narcissist, though. He's a complete narcissist.
Ben Shapiro put the analogy right. In 2016, the pitch was, they're coming after me. See, I'm standing in the way of them coming after you.
Yes.
The pitch now is, you should stand in the way of them coming after me.
Yes.
I told you my theory about what I think has happened to the universe, didn't I?
Which one? The multiverse or all that kind of thing?
That somehow back in 2012 or 2013, the Large Hadron Collider, created a black hole and opened up an alternate universe, and that's why we are. I mean, the comedy of everything going on. Look, it is entirely possible that Trump might be the Republican nominee and run his campaign from jail. He's got two different tracks here, one of which he's right on, one of which he's wrong on. The right is, look, I don't believe he should be prosecuted because it opens up a whole can of worms.
Right.
I don't think you should prosecute political opponents, especially when they didn't go after Hillary Clinton for doing stuff like this. That said, the legal case against Trump, I mean, if half the stuff in the indictment is true, he's screwed. I mean, he's claimed he declassified stuff, and then there's audio recordings where it says, I can't show you this document. It's classified. I could have declassified it as president, but I can't declassify it anymore. Something along those lines.
He can't even help himself. He can't help himself but tell somebody that, because he feels like that,
makes him look important. I'm like, listen, dumbass,
I knew who he was. I knew who he was when he was running, but I did buy into his drain the swamp and breath of fresh. And 75% of it I was pretty happy with. He failed miserably on some things like COVID. He didn't build all that he promised to do at the southern border. The fact that he didn't send the DOJ after Hillary Clinton, interesting. Maybe that
he will if he wins.
People should look at that as something. What he did in the Middle East and with China and Korea, fucking the best goddamn foreign policy we've had in so long. It's not even funny. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, and guess what? If he doesn't go to prison and he is the candidate, of course I will be advocating for Trump. Of course. So don't get me wrong on this stuff. But yeah, I'm with you, Russ. This is just politics. That's all. But you're right. Trump fucked up. And for those of you that are loyal to Trump, just please don't say, oh, he didn't do anything wrong. That makes you no better than these zealots on the left who keep making excuses for Biden and everybody else.
Yeah, he did do things wrong. You can't say that Hillary Clinton did something wrong, but Trump didn't. They both did something wrong. The problem is they didn't prosecute Hillary.
So did Biden.
Which is probably why they shouldn't prosecute Trump, but they're going to. I get it, but you can't say Hillary did wrong, Trump didn't. They both did wrong.
Right.
And one final note on this. One of the things that turns me against Trump is the attitude of his always Trumpers. It's not just that they're so much for their man. They are so stupid about it. They don't have an intellectual thought in their head about it. They're reacting emotionally. And I have a visceral reaction to people being stubbornly stupid.
I do too. And when it's going to compromise, if we get a Democratic administration there for another 4 years, I don't think this country survives it, folks.
I don't think so either. I've said that for a while. I think that's the end of a form of society. Obviously, will go on, but it will not be the nation as we know it.
No, it'll be the end of the history books. We'll talk about that. And as far as your alternate universe and the Mandela effect theory of that, I know exactly when it happened, brother. It was when Fall Out Boy became fucking popular and some of their songs were hits. That is when it split. That is like the moment that spun us into an alternate universe that band actually became famous. That I'm just saying. That was
Could be right.
And with that, we should get the
We've
hell
gone
out
about 15, 20 minutes beyond our last shout out to go away.
Yes, we have. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Robert, for listening and watching the video. I mean that sincerely. I'll hopefully have a conversation with you shortly. And all those other folks that send us emails and get well wishes and so there were some referrals, Russ, for you for some plastic surgeons, but I didn't put that out there because I thought that was kind of mean. So
doesn't bother me any. I got mine.
Okay, no, actually, I'm the one who needs that right now. Anyway, for Russ and Koop, the two grumpy bastards, remember, keep your focus and
stay wokeless.
All right, guys. Thank you.